بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله والصلاة والسلام على رسول الله وعلى آله وأصحابه ومن تمسك بسنته بإحسان إلى يوم الدين. أما بعد, after praising Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and sending the salutations upon the Messenger alayhi salatu wasalam, and upon his family and his companions, and upon all those who follow upon his guidance until the establishment of the last day, to proceed, ikhwan. اللهم إنا نعوذ بك من علم لا ينفع ومن قلب لا يخشع ومن نفس لا تشبع ومن دعاء لا يسمع. Verily, Allah, we seek refuge with you from knowledge that has no benefit, and from a heart that has no fear, and from a soul that has no satisfaction nor contentment, and from a dua that goes unanswered. To proceed, ya ikhwan, فنواصل معكم في ذكر بعض آداب طالب العلم. So we're going to continue, inshallah, mentioning some of the benefits of the manners, or some of the manners of the seeker of knowledge. وتعلمنا أمرين. So far we have learned 2 points, 2 issues of manners regarding the adab of the talib al-ilm, of the student of knowledge. وتعلمنا أن الأصل في تلقي العلم أصلان. And we also learned that the origin regarding where to take your knowledge from. What are the 2 sources? We learned that there are 2 sources regarding knowledge. What's the... Sorry, hold on. What's your name first? Ibrahim. How many ways can you say Ibrahim in Arabic? 2. فَأُعْطِيكُمْ فَائِدَةً. We'll give you a benefit. How many different ways can you say Ibrahim? Our brother Ibrahim says 2. 3. طيب. الأول إبراهيم. 2 elongations. Al-alif wal-ya. Ibrahim. Second way, نحذف المد. Second way is take the med away. The alif. Ibrahim. So you got first way, Ibrahim. Second way, take the alif away. Ibrahim. Third way, نرجع الألف ونحذف الياء. Let's put the alif back and take away the ya. Ibrahim. So how many we got now? 3. Ibrahim. Ibrahim. Now let's take the alif and the ya away. Ibrahim. So what's that? 4 ways. طيب, your question. You wanted to answer. The 2 sources, the 2 foundations is Al-Qur'an was-Sunnah. طيب, فما بالنا بأقوال العلماء. So how do you understand that regarding the statements of the scholars? If there are 2 sources, Al-Kitab was-Sunnah, فأمرنا الله سبحانه وتعالى بالرجوع إلى العلماء. Allah commanded us to go back to the scholars. So who can understand? 2 sources, but we go back to the scholars also.
Ijma' al-Qiyas.
Ijma' al-Qiyas. طيب, that's correct.
the scholars explain the items.
Hey, the scholars, you're not really asking the scholars for their opinions yet. You're asking them ماذا تفهمون من الكتاب والسنة وماذا تفهمون من وقت السلف وقت الصحابة مثلا. You're not asking the people of knowledge about their opinions. No. You're asking them, what do you understand about the Quran and Sunnah regarding this issue? How did the companions understand this? For example. طيب ما هو الأمر الأول? What's the first point? Ayub. First point that we learned, first manner of tonight for the student of knowledge. That he has to have what?
Having the sincere knowledge.
He has to have sincere intention. He has to be مخلصا. He has to be sincere. والأمر الثاني, second point. من يعلم? Who knows? Second manner, لقمان. عليه أن يكون, he has to be what? واسيك knowledge. He has to be, or he has to take, while he's seeking knowledge, he has to take the knowledge in accordance with the Quran and Sunnah. طيب قال بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الأمر الثاني. طيب قال السنة صحيحة. The second, الأصل الثاني, the second foundation regarding تلقي العلمي, regarding where do you take your knowledge. First one was the Quran. Second one, the authentic Sunnah. لماذا نقول السنة صحيحة? Why do you say the authentic Sunnah? Why not just the Sunnah? من يشرح? Who can explain? Why do we say the authentic Sunnah? Why not just the Sunnah?
There are some weak or fabricated traditions.
أحسن. There are some weak ahadith. There are some hadith that are موضوع. There are some hadith that are ضعيف. There are some weak hadith. وهذا يدل على فضل العلم. And this shows once again the virtues of knowledge. بدون علم كيف يعلم العبد التمييز بين الصحيح والضعيف، بين الصحيح والموضوع. Without knowledge, how can the sister, the brother, the man, the woman differentiate between authentic hadith and a weak hadith? كيف يميز بين الحلال والحرام بدون علم? Without knowledge, how can you differentiate between halal and haram? Between السنة والبدع بدون علم. كيف? How can you differentiate between a sunnah and an innovation? Without knowledge. The answer is, it's impossible. ليعلم أن الشخص أخطأ في شيء عليك أن تكون عالما. To say someone made a mistake somewhere, you have to have some knowledge to know that that's a mistake. فمنزل الجاهل أو مكان الجاهل مكان خطر جدا. So to be ignorant religiously is a dangerous position in Islam. بدون علم كيف العبد يميز بين الحق والضلال. هذا مستحيل. Without knowledge, how can you differentiate between the truth and falsehood? أنا أعطيكم مثال. I'll give you an example. أنا أقول لكم مثلا, I'll say to you for example, السنة وضع اليسرى على اليمنى في الصلاة. I say to you for example, the sunnah, this is an example. The sunnah is that you place your left hand on your right hand in the prayer. إذا أنت لا تعلم سنة النبي كيف تميز هل قولي صواب أو باطل? If you don't have any knowledge, how can you know if my statement is right or wrong? فمكان الجاهل خطر. So to be ignorant, يا إخوان, is dangerous in Islam. To be ignorant in Islam is dangerous. فلذلك نتعلم. So for this reason, we should learn our religion. خاصة معظمكم من الصغار. Especially that many of you, most of you, are from our youth. فأنا أنصح الصغار أن يركزوا على الحفظ. So my small advice, I encourage, I recommend the youth, from the children, the sisters especially, and our young boys to focus on memorizing while you're young. To focus on memorizing while you're young. That's not your goal. No. What's the goal? Fahm. Sheikh Ali says to understand our sentence. And to do something after you understand, to implement. Your goal in seeking knowledge is just not, I'm a memorizer, I learn Quran, I'm studying Hadith. That's your goal? Yes. La. That's a khata. هل أنت تفهمه فهما صحيحا? Do you understand it correctly? طيب. أين التطبيق? Where's your implementation? This is the goal. ما أنزل الله تعالى الكتاب فقط للقراءة. لا أبدا. والقراءة الكتاب عبادة. نعم. لكن هذه ليس الغاية. Allah did not send down the Quran just to be read. No. Although reading the Quran is worship. But that's not the goal. No. The goal is that you work by the Quran. Our little sheikh with that nice color throat. What color is that? I like that color. Yeah.
Thanks, but are we supposed to learn what does it mean?
Allahu Akbar. What's your name and how old are you?
Ibrahim, I'm 8.
Allahu Akbar, ya ikhwan. The youth, mashallah. It's going to be hard to leave this place. May Allah bless you all, ya ikhwan. Our beloved brother Ibrahim says, are we supposed to understand what we're saying? Man yujib, who can answer? الذي يحفظ القرآن بدون الفهم هل هو مثل الذي يحفظ القرآن ويفهمه? The one that learns the Quran without knowing what he's saying, is he like the one that knows how to recite it and knows what he's saying? Which one is better? Ibrahim
knows how to recite it and knows what he's saying.
Allahu Akbar. وهذا واجب. And that's obligatory. كثير من الصغار حفظوا صورة أو صور أو القرآن كاملا بدون الفهم، ولذلك لا نقول أنه حافظ، لا، نقول هو يعلم كيف أن يقرأ وكيف أن ماذا يتلو الكتاب. فرق بين الحفظ والتلاوة. فرق بين الحفظ والتلاوة. So many of the children, they may memorize a surah. Well, many of us, the non-Arab, we may learn a surah, but we don't know what we're saying. And we say, I memorized the surah, I memorized the Quran. But do you know what you're saying? No. Then correctly, it's not correct to say you memorized the surah. What did you do? You learned how to recite it. The brother says, Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen, Ar-Rahman Ar-Rahim, ila akhir hadhihi surah. ماذا قلت? What did you say? Allah Alam. Did you really memorize it? No. What did you do? I learned how to recite it. There's a difference between learning how to recite something and knowing the meaning. So what our brother Ibrahim is saying is correct. You have to learn what we're saying, especially the non-Arab. We have to do two things. We have to learn it and then make sure we understand it correctly. The Arab يعلمون لغتهم. They know their language. Alhamdulillah. But the non-Arab علينا أن نحفظه ثم أن نفهمه وربما بالعربية وبلغتنا الأولى. Sometimes we have to do three things. We have to learn it, comprehend it in Arabic, and then make sure we understand it, sometimes even in our language. The brother says, what does Salaam Alaikum mean? What y'all can answer? Only the children. Assalamu Alaikum. What does it mean? Ibrahim, what's your name? We didn't hear from you tonight. Umar, mashallah. What does Assalamu Alaikum mean? a lot of Muslims think that. Our beloved brother Umar says, it means hello. Many Muslims say that. May Allah bless you. Yeah, Umar. طيب. What does it mean? Saifuddin.
May peace be upon you.
Hey, it's a dua. It's not hi. Hello. What's going on, man? How's your day? La. Our sister in the back with her hand up. Yes. What does it mean? It's a dua. What are you asking Allah to do? Huh? Hey, oh Allah, when you say Assalamu Alaikum, You're تطلب من الله تعالى أن تعطي السلامة على هذا المسلم. You're asking Allah, oh Allah, I'm asking you to bestow your peace upon this particular Muslim. Is it allowed to give salams to a non-Muslim? You guys study fiqh? You study fiqh, huh? Imam Ayub, Fasih, Sheikh Abdullah, I know they teach y'all fiqh, ya ikhwan. Did y'all start fiqh with the boys, with the sisters? Not yet. So I'll give you a question. Let's see if you can answer. Put your hand down, look man. You'll be the first one to answer, inshallah. طيب هل يمكن العبد أن يصلي صلاة واحدة وفيها ثلاث تشهدات في صلاة واحدة? Can this ever happen? Think about the question first. Can a Muslim ever pray one prayer and it has 3 tashahhud mutawaliya, back to back to back? Can that ever happen, and how? Well, look man's first. Can you ever pray a prayer, one prayer, that has 3 tashahhud, back to back to back? If so, how could that happen? Let's see who's the future Bukhari, the future Sulaim, from the sisters in Bukhari, from the brothers. Can that ever happen, look man?
Yeah.
It can? Yeah. How?
It can happen because
in one prayer, you pray 3 tashahhud. In the first rak'ah, second rak'ah, third rak'ah. Can that ever happen?
yeah, maybe if you're traveling.
You're traveling. Good try. Good try. Can it happen, Muhammad?
If you miss a rak'ah al maghrib.
You pray in Maghrib. You miss the rak'ah al Maghrib. Which rak'ah?
First or second.
First or second? Okay, explain. Ishrah.
Because
You missed it first,
you missed the first
so now you come in the second.
You come in the second,
Ah.
do tashahhud,
There's a tashahhud in the second,
and then in the third there's a
and
tashahhud.
you're standing for the third, it's another tashahhud,
And then you pray your last rak'ah.
and you pray your last rak'ah, and there's a tashahhud. Ahsant ya Muhammad. May Allah bless you. May Allah bless you. طيب. Let's continue, ya ikhwan. Anyone have anything else to say? Ibrahim, تفضل.
So when you're praying, do you have to do when you're praying, do you have when you make this sujood with your forehead, do you have to do any surah or just a random ayah?
May Allah bless you, Ibrahim, mashallah. Intelligent, ya ikhwan. طيب, Ibrahim is asking, will you, in the sujood, do you just recite any surah or any random dua? In the sujood, أولى أن لا تقرأ سورة من القرآن. When you're in the sajda, it's best not to recite from the Quran, not to recite a surah. If you're reciting a dua that's in the Quran, هذا جائز وهذا من السنة. But if you're reciting a surah in the sajda, الأولى تركها. It's better not to do that. هذا مكروه. That's hated to do. That's hated to recite a surah while you're making sujood. The surah is in what position of the salah? Someone we haven't heard from tonight. One of our new children that we haven't heard from yet. Our brother hiding behind our middle brother with the black shirt who just turned around. What's your name first? Sadiq, mashallah. May Allah bless you. طيب. Reciting the Quran comes in what position in the salah? What position is that? Every position has a name. When you first begin the salah, what position are you in? It's the same in English. To help you out slightly. What position are you in? It's the same in English. Standing position. The Qira'at al-Quran is in the Qiyam, is why you're standing. ليس في الركوع ليس في السجود وليس في التشهد وليس في الجلسة الاستراحة. القراءة فقط في القيام. When you're standing, this is when you recite Quran. Not in the ruku', not in the sujood, not in tashahhud, not in the resting between the two prostrations, not when you're about to get back up. You recite the Quran when you're standing. So let's continue, inshallah. قال بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم السنة الصحيحة, the authentic sunnah. Why do we say authentic sunnah?
Because it's like some are fake and some are real.
MashaAllah. There's some fake hadith. Alhamdulillah. There's some weak hadith. So not every hadith. ماذا is sahih. What's the benefit of learning the weak hadith? What's the benefit? Hey, so you can differentiate. You can protect the religion from those who bring those weak narrations. You can say, la la la, النبي ما قال هذا. The Prophet never said that. هذا خطأ. That's a mistake. So when you memorize the hadith, now you can learn. That's authentic. That's weak. Some scholars say that's weak. That's fabricated. He never said that. That chain is weak. That's one of the benefits of being a student of knowledge. You can you can defend the religion. When the people lie upon Allah, you can say Allah never said that. When they lie upon the Prophet never said that. You can be a mudafi', you can be a defender upon the religion. قال في ثاني المصدرين للشريعة الإسلامية. So the authentic sunnah is the second source from the two sources of the legislated or the Islamic legislation. وهي موضحة للقرآن الكريم. And the sunnah clarifies the Quran. Write this benefit down, ya ikhwan. The sunnah clarifies the Quran. طيب فأحسن فهم القرآن, the best way to understand the Quran. القرآن بالقرآن. Best way to understand the Quran is when the Quran explains the Quran. Best way to understand the Quran. القرآن يفسر القرآن. The Quran explains the Quran. Allah mentions something here, ثم يأتي في موضع آخر بالشرح. Then Allah brings in another place in the Quran the explanation of this thing. The best way the Quran understands the Quran. الثاني, second way. السنة تفسر القرآن. The Sunnah explains the Quran. First way, the best way, the Quran explains the Quran. Second way, السنة تفسر القرآن. The Sunnah explains the Quran. So you're looking for something, for example, an explanation of the Quran. First place you look is the Quran. لا تجده في القرآن. You don't find it in the Quran. Stop playing, ya ikhwan. Where do you go? You don't find it in the Quran. It's not mentioned in the Quran. Where do you go? The Sunnah. طيب لا تجده في السنة, لا في الكتاب ولا في السنة. You don't find it in the Quran, nor do you find it in the Sunnah. Where do you go? No, our brother says, no, that's it, it's over. Man, I'm blessed. Who said that? Omar. MashaAllah, to the scholars. So, what generation? Any generation? The Tabi'un. Who said that, right? The corrupted, super close. The Tabi'un, MashaAllah. Did you say that? Tabi'un. Ahsantum, Allah bless you all. طيب, Shu'aib says, the Tabi'un. There's a generation more honorable than them. The Sahaba. You don't find it in the Quran. Where do you go? The Sunnah. You don't find it in the Sunnah. Where do you go? The Sahaba. You know Sahaba? طيب, you don't find it in the Sahaba. Where do you go? Tabi'un. Now we have four. The Quran explains the Quran. You don't find it in the Quran. The Sunnah تفسر القرآن. The Sunnah explains the Quran. You don't find it in the Sunnah. أقوال الصحابة. The statements of the companions. You don't find it from the companions. The statements of the Tabi'un. Now the fifth one, the scholars differ. Some scholars say بعض العلماء يقولون الآن نرجع إلى اللغة العربية. Some scholars they say you don't find it in the Quran and you don't find it in the Sunnah. Now you look where? Statements of the Sahaba. You don't find it there. Where do you go, Shoaib? Tabi'un. The next level, the scholars differ. It's not universal. They all don't agree here. Some say now you go to the Arabic language and you use the language as your proof. Other scholars say no. You go to the Atba'u Tabi'in, the generation that came after the Tabi'un, and then you go to the Arabic language. They differ on that last point. At any rate, the best way to understand the Quran, al-Quran bil-Quran. When the Quran explains the Quran. Or Shaykh Ali, follow.
If it's not, if a situation is not in the Quran and the Sunnah, and the companions spoke about it, but they differ.
Oh, good. Shaykh Ali, mashallah, some good questions there, Ikhwan. May Allah bless you all. Fine. You can tell a lot about someone's understanding from their what? Questions. Imam Abu Hanifa used to teach like that. He didn't teach like we are sitting now. That was Shafi'i, Bukhari, Malik. Abu Hanifa used to teach questions and answers. That's beneficial also. طيب. So the question Rabbi al-Shaykh is a tremendous question. What about if the scholars differ? What about if the companions differ? What do you do? طيب. If there's not a proof from the Quran nor from the Sunnah to show that one of them is right. Now this one, I wish we do this in America today. A lot of the deviation, the division, a lot of the refutation, a lot of the boycotting. I don't talk to this one, he prays at that masjid. I don't talk to her, she prays at that masjid. All of this would be done away with if we understood this one point. إذا اختلف الصحابة في مسألة ما ولا يوجد دليل من الكتاب ولا من السنة لأول ولا للثاني. So the companions differ, for example, and there's no proof to support one of them over the other. You can't use his position over him, and you can't use his position over him. They differ. That's it. Because there's no proof to show which position is right. So just say there's a position that the companions differ over, and you don't find a verse in the Quran, nor do you find a sunnah from the Messenger ﷺ, and Abu Bakr says one thing, and Aisha says something else. If you take Abu Bakr's position, you can't say I'm wrong. If I take Aisha's position, I can't say you're wrong. Because there's no proof to support either position. I wish we understood that today. Because nowadays we use scholars' positions, in my opinion, unjustly. Where I take a position of this sheikh, there's no proof to his position, but I throw that ruling on you. And if you don't take it, you're off of it. You're not on the sunnah. You're not a people of hadith. You're not Sunni. You may not be Muslim in my opinion, wa'udhu billah. And that's not correct.
Who do you go to if you can't find the verse?
If you can't find the verse, where do you go? You can't find the explanation in the Quran, where do you go? Sunnah. You don't find it in the Sunnah, where do you go?
No.
Somebody's hand from the sisters? From the Sahaba, after the Sahaba, Tabi'un. Those that come after them. You can't find it with the Tabi'un. The scholars differ. One opinion is what? Arabic language. Second opinion is what? Atba'u Tabi'in. Right? After that, you should find after that, inshallah. So let's get some more benefit, inshallah. Fadl.
I also had a question, but it's
Where's your notebook, firstly? No questions or no notebook?
I told my cousin to give it to my mom because she wanted to examine the work.
But you're still in class. Your mom can examine your notes after, that's fine.
Yeah,
So how many push-ups? You didn't give me my push-ups from last time. So now you owe me class with no notebook? How many, look man? You didn't give me my last 10. So now you gotta give me 10 more, 20. After class, inshallah.
the question is,
No question, no notebook. You can't ask a question with no notebook. That was my condition. You can give me only your notebook after class. You're still in class. Man, I'm listening. طيب, let's continue يا إخوان. قال وهي الموضحة للقرآن الكريم. And the Sunnah explains. Someone give the shake a piece of paper. يا إخوان, he doesn't have to go to the mom. What's his name? Ayub. Someone can give you paper, that's fine. So the Sunnah explains the Quran. Someone give Ayub some paper, ya ikhwan. فيجب على طالب العلم الجمع بينهما والحرص عليهما. So it's obligatory upon the student of knowledge that he's diligent regarding the Quran and the Sunnah. Both of them. Spend time with the Quran, spend time with the Sunnah. What's the most focused book, ya ikhwan? It's going to be what? Sayfuddin, the Quran. Qira'atan, regarding your reading, no book is going to be read more than the Quran. No. Regarding your memorizing, no book you're going to memorize more than the Quran. No. Regarding review, no book is going to be reviewed more than the Quran. No other book is more important than the Quran. Especially you children have great memories. Where's that little baby at home? The little math genius. What's his name, Sheikh? The little baby. Likewise, any of you, Ibrahim, Luqman, some of you I see, Ayub, our sister, mashallah, forget her name, with that nice recitation. The ones that you know can memorize, Zayd and Umar. You focus on them more. You encourage them more. They're the future, all of you are future imams, but especially the ones that can memorize, the best. So you're going to focus more on them. Tafadhal, Ibrahim.
How about the other books like Tawheed and Nurani?
MashaAllah. Allah raised Ibrahim with his parents, ya ikhwan, and all his teachers. MashaAllah, ya ikhwan. The books of Tawheed are tremendous. The best book of Tawheed is what? The Quran, Ibrahim. The best Tawheed book is the Quran. Everything you need to learn about Tawheed is in the Quran. The books that aid you upon learning the Quran are also important, like Nuraniya, like Iqra Qira'ati, like Qawaid al-Baghdadiyya. There are many books here, ikhwan. If these books we use to learn the Quran, then we need these books also. Whatever books your ustad and your teachers and your shayukh, they teach you to learn the Quran, we need these books too. Yes. But they're not more important than the Quran. But we need them to get to the Quran. But the best book of Tawheed is not the secondary books that we study today. Those books are tremendous. We recommend you study Kitab al-Tawheed and Aqidah Wasidiyya and Kitab al-Iman and Muslim and Kitab al-Tawheed and Bukhari and what else, ya ikhwan? Usul al-Sunnah by Imam Ahmad, Sharh al-Sunnah by Baghawi. Tremendous books. None of them are greater than the Quran. None of them. It doesn't make sense that I'm a new student of knowledge and I don't know no Quran and I memorize these other books. No, that's not how the Imams did it. These books help you learn the Quran, but don't study no book more than you do the Quran. Always take time out for the Quran and your reading and your memorizing and your teaching. Encourage one another. What did you read today, Akhi? Encourage one another. Sister, what surah are you on today? She says such and such. Alhamdulillah. Brother, what hadith are you memorizing? What book? Such and such. Alhamdulillah. You guys encourage each other more. We had a young child in Yemen. I mentioned him a lot. His name is Nazir. At that time he was maybe 11. One of the most memorized children I've ever met to this day. I think he was like 11 or so. Allahu Akbar. كلما يرى شخصا يسأله حديث يقول هاتي حديث يريد أن يذكر راوي الحديث ومن أخرجه. Usually when somebody passed him by, he was 11, maybe 10. He would say, hey, give me a hadith. Any hadith you mention to him, he's going to tell you who narrated it and what book is it. Allahu Akbar. 11. You walk into the masjid, you say, hey, Abu Abdullah, Assalamu alaikum ya akhi. Hati hadith, give me a hadith. And he was so popular, everybody would stop and just wait. Any hadith you mention. قال النبي عليه الصلاة والسلام إنما الأعمال بالنيات. He said, hadith Umar. And al-Bukhari Muslim. Hati hadith. Now he wants another hadith. Any hadith you give him. And I only see him make one error. Allahu Akbar. At any rate, this is from the album of Tashjir, encouraging one another. Not, huh? Tashjir. You can say that? Tashjir. MashaAllah. Encouraging one another. Not that you think you're better than no one. No. But you're encouraging. The sister see the sister, hey, Amatullah, give me a hadith. Omar sees the brother. Give me a hadith. What surah you on? Look, man, passed by Ibrahim. Recite such and such and such and such. Motivation, yeah. So let's continue, inshallah.
Is there anything better than the Quran?
Anything better than the Quran? Not that I've ever learned. Allah. The Quran is the best of that what you can learn. It's the speech of Allah. طيب. قال فيجب على طالب العلم الجمع بينهما والحرص عليهما. So it's obligatory upon the student of knowledge to study both of them, the Quran and the Sunnah, and to be diligent with regards to them. طيب. الأمر الثالث. Manner number 3. Point number 3. Point number 3 or 4? Number 3. طيب. Point number 3. قال الدفاع عن شريعة. Point number 3. The student of knowledge from his manners is that he makes the intention to defend al-Islam. الدفاع عن الشريعة. To defend al-Islam. إذا شخص يخطئ عن الإسلام يبين. If someone makes a mistake about Islam, the student of knowledge comes and he corrects it. But here, ya ikhwan, عليك بحسن النية. You have to have the correct intention. Not every time someone makes a mistake, you just jump out there, hey, that's wrong. Not like that. You have to have manners. Sometimes you have to ask the sheikh, the student, the teacher, is it okay to ask a question? That's some manners. You're in class. You say, hey, is it okay to ask you something? That's some manners. So point number 3, al-difa' an sharia, to defend the religion, to defend the legislation. قال أن ينوي بطلب العلم الدفاع عن شريعة. What does this mean? To defend the religion. While you're seeking knowledge, you make your intention for the sake of Allah to defend al-Islam from any outside corruption, from any errors, any misnarrations, any falsely attributed narrations upon the Messenger alayhi salatu wasalam. You defend that. تقوم وتقوم الخطأ. You stand and you correct what's falsely narrated regarding al-Islam. Especially in America. You see a lot of misrepresentation on the TV, every movie, every show, every film. So you have knowledge, now you may write an article. You may write a small pamphlet. You may translate something. You may contact somebody and say, hey, that's not from Islam. All of this is from difa' al-din, al-difa' al-sharia, to defend the legislation. Someone makes an error, and you can correct it. Like the brother mentioned, what's the benefit of learning the weak hadith? To differentiate, to defend. The Prophet never said that. Who can mention a weak hadith? Huh? Fadl.
I believe I heard Jannah under your mother's knee is also a weak hadith.
I think the scholars differ there. Some say it's weak, some say it's hasan. Give me an example of a hadith that no one says is authentic. Sometimes the scholars may differ. To some, this hadith may be weak. To some, this hadith may not be weak. The hadith of Shaykh al-Albani regarding the women wearing a ring in that circular form. You ever heard that hadith? There's a narration that they say the Messenger of Allah prohibited a woman from wearing a ring in a circular form out of gold. But this hadith is weak. But Shaykh al-Albani sees it to be hasan. But sometimes the scholars may differ. طيب. What about the hadith? اطلب العلم ولو بالصين. You heard this hadith. Seek knowledge even if it's in China. That's a weak hadith. Some scholars say it's mawdu', fabricated. There are many. In Yemen, in every hammam, every bathroom, you see, النظافة من الإيمان. Cleanliness is from belief. النبي ما قال that's not a hadith. That's not a hadith. There are many narrations that you may see. Someone says the Prophet said, you need knowledge. Somebody write this down. You need knowledge to differentiate what's authentic and what's weak. عفوا النظافة من الإيمان. The cleanliness is from Iman. Now that may be correct as far as the meaning. You can say that maybe. But you can't say the Prophet said it. Look, man.
Is this a weak hadith? When the Quran falls on the ground, you have to kiss it?
Look, man is asking, is this a hadith? If the Quran falls on the ground, you have to kiss it. If someone said the Messenger of Allah said that, that's a weak narration also.
It's like an off-topic question, but let's say there's two people, right? One of them believes in Allah, both of them believe in Allah and the Prophet. One of them doesn't believe in like the can song, while the other one, he believes in it but doesn't do it. Are they both like Muslim or?
It depends. Not everyone that has a disbelieving disbelief or disbelieving belief is a disbeliever. It depends. Sometimes the person is ignorant. Sometimes he's a blind follower. Sometimes he just doesn't know. My Abby taught me this. So he thinks it's correct. So you have to make the tabyin. You have to clarify. You can't punish anyone. You can't talk about, you can't do that without clarifying. Maybe he's ignorant. Maybe he didn't know that's in the hadith. One of the brothers I know, he used to say, I don't believe Allah is above. I think Allah is on the earth. And he had a verse. He wasn't making it up from his hawa. قرأ آية, he read a verse. لكن ما فهمه فهما صحيحا, but he didn't understand it correctly. He said, hey, I got a proof. I said, you got a proof Allah is on the earth? Yes, I got a proof, يعني. I said, اقرأ, tell me your proof. He said, قال الله تعالى في سورة طه. He said, Allah Ta'ala said in Surah طه, لا تخافا اذهبا إلى فرعون ولا تخافا فإني معكما. Allah Ta'ala is talking to Musa and Harun. Allah says, don't go to Fir'aun and don't be afraid. For verily I'm with you both. I said, well, how did you get that Allah's on the earth? He says, where is Fir'aun? Where is Musa and Harun? I said, on the earth. He says, Allah says, I'm with you both. If they're if they're on the earth, then Allah says, I'm with you both, then Allah must be on the earth. You see where he's coming from? That makes sense. But Islam is not about making sense.
But Allah isn't.
Islam is not about making sense. Sometimes something sounds right, but it's wrong. That makes sense. Your mind may agree with that. No problem. If Allah said to Musa and Harun, go to Fir'aun, لا تخافا, don't be afraid, فإني معكما, for verily I, Allah, I'm with you. And then a person says, where is Musa? On the earth. So therefore, Allah's on the earth? No. That sounds like it's making some sense. Maybe, you can say that. But he's misunderstanding. That's not the meaning. As Ibrahim said, do I have to know the meaning? Yes. That's not the meaning of the verse. So point number 3, al-difa' al-sharia. That the person intends to defend al-Islam. لأن الكتب لا يمكن أن تدافع عن الشريعة. Because books can't defend against falsehood. Books can't stand up and say, hey, what are you talking about, man? That's wrong. Books can't do that. So the people, the sisters, the brothers, the memorizers are those who are going to defend. Ibrahim.
So basically you're supposed to take care of yourself and do your own decisions and do good decisions.
MashaAllah. Yes, you are, Yahweh. You're supposed to take care of it, especially you brothers and sisters, the youth, the future of the Ummah, the future imams and scholars. Y'all have to be on your upright behavior, mannerful, diligent, exhausting yourself, memorizing, reviewing, not wasting so much time. It's okay to play. You don't have to be robotic in Islam. You can have fun. The Messenger of Allah used to have fun. Who can mention something the Prophet used to do for fun? What did he do with his wife twice? He raised her. The Messenger of Allah, 2 times in his life, went outside and raised his beloved wife, Aisha, twice. So you can have fun in Islam. On the Eid, the first time Aisha won, and the second time the Prophet of Allah won.
How did Aisha win?
She was faster.
So then how did the Prophet win if she was faster at the time?
He got faster.
So Allah granted
Some time left. Some scholars say that Aisha gained a little bit of weight. She got a little bigger. And sometimes you get bigger, you slow down. Some scholars say the Prophet let her win. Allah. He was faster than her, but that's your wife. You can't beat your wife. So he let her win. He knows he can beat her. Maybe. Allah knows best. Why did she win? Maybe she was faster. Maybe he let her win.
Yeah, can I also say my question?
You still go ahead.
So I was wondering in my bed last night, what would happen, like, if say that you died and you face the punishment of the grave, you're done with the punishment of the grave, but you're still, like, will you just be sitting on your grave until the day of judgment? Cause, like, how fast will time be for you? Like,
how fast will time be there? Allah. The best I can say there is Allah knows best. If you ask something you don't have no knowledge of, you say you don't know. I've never heard any proof to support that. Allah. طيب. Last point, يا إخوان. قال ولا يدافع عن الشريعة, and books cannot defend against the legislation. إلا حامل الشريعة, the only one that can defend is the one that possesses the knowledge of the Sharia. The possessor of the Sharia, meaning the one who has knowledge of it. He is the only one that can defend. She is the only one that can defend because she has the knowledge. فلو أن رجلا من أهل البدع جاء إلى مكتبتي حافلة بالكتب الشريعة. So if someone comes to a library or an office, can also be a school, and he comes with some legislative books, فيها ما لا يحصي من الكتب وقام يتكلم بدعة, and he begins to speak some innovation or some falsehood, ويقررها فلا أظن أن كتابا واحدا يرد عليه. So then the person begins to mention some falsehood. The books alone can't defend, can't repel, can't rebuttal, can't refute. Books can't talk. That's why it's dangerous to take your knowledge only from books. You don't take knowledge from books. That's not the origin. Where do you take books from? Where do you take knowledge from? From the Quran, but that's the source. We mentioned Quran and Sunnah, but do you take it from the books? Where do you take it from? From the people. That's the origin. You can learn from books. You read books, yes, but that's not the origin. The origin is that you learn from someone.
like a teacher.
A teacher. Does this mean everything you learn has to be from someone? No. Once you get grounded, you can go off and begin to study. You have the foundations down. Many scholars, they criticize Shaykh al-Albani rahimahullah, the ignorant ones, those who try to attack him. And they say, مَا كَانَ لَهُ شُيُوخ وَنَعُوذُ بِاللَّهِ. They say he didn't have teachers. But that's a lie. He had teachers. He had mashayikh. From the first of them was his Abi. Was his father. His father was a scholar, and the Hanafi madhab was his first shaykh. So once you get grounded, you don't have to study everything from a teacher. You're grounded now. You're grounded. Once you learn how to recite the Quran, you learn the rules of tajweed. Every ayat doesn't have to come with a teacher. Because you're grounded now. You've learned how to recite the Quran. So now you may come after every surah to recite with your teacher. But you don't need him or her to recite every verse to you now. Because you're grounded in how to read the Quran. You learn all the rules. You learn the principles there. So you don't have to learn every verse with the shaykh. Because now you're past that stage. Likewise in hadith. You learn how to recite hadith. You're grounded in hadith. So you may come and recite after you learn the hadith to your teacher. You may learn the whole chapter and come to him and say, hey, let me recite the chapter to you. Call it Imam al-Bukhari rahimahullah ta'ala and then narrate the hadith. Alhamdulillah. But while you're getting grounded, you should learn with the teacher. Like you students are learning with your ustad, your shaykh, your mudarris. You learn from the teachers. So we'll stop there inshallah as the time of the prayer has approached. فنكتفي بهذا we'll suffice ourselves with that portion inshallah. وسبحانك اللهم وبحمدك أشهد أن لا إله إلا أنت أستغفرك وأتوب إليك. والسلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته.
It turns out the baby died right after you were like in the middle.
That's okay.
So how does it look like the video?
You probably have to wait until it comes back on to see.